Hi everyone, my name is Ankur and this is Ankur Chips, where I suppose I'm going to chip in on different things. This is my first time ever doing a review video, so please excuse my nervousness and do let me know if you enjoy it. Hit the like and subscribe buttons if you want. Today's topic is the One Piece live action adaptation, which is currently streaming on Netflix. I'm going to do a totally non spoiler review, so if you haven't checked out the show yet or even the anime or manga, no problem. One Piece, as you might know, is a very popular Japanese manga and anime series which has been extremely successful, running for around 25 years now. The manga started in 1997, followed by the anime in 99, and both are still going strong with close to 1100 chapters and episodes at the moment of recording. The story is about a young boy named Luffy who sets out to become the king of the pirates. On the way, he encounters many friends who join his crew, also known as the Straw Hat Pirates, as well as some adversaries, each more powerful than the other. In this world, there are some people who have gained unique abilities by eating something called devil fruits. Our main character Luffy himself is a devil fruit eater. He ate the gum gum fruit, which gives him a rubber body, so he can stretch and bend just like rubber. Now, given the fantastical and comedic nature of the story, at first glance it did seem like it was an odd choice to adapt in live action. I mean, it would be so hard to translate all the goofiness and exaggerated fighting in real life, wouldn't it? But to be honest, I've been really surprised. I've been following the news of this live action series since the time that they announced the main cast in 2021, and with every update, my skepticism was being dialed towards positivity for the show. Overall, I enjoyed the live action quite a lot. I mean, I've gone and watched it 5 times already, twice in English, once in Hindi, and twice in Japanese, where interestingly, they have the original voice actors from the anime, which is so cool. So, what did I like about the show? Without going through spoilers, I'm going to list some of the things that worked really well for me. Authenticity. I really felt that the creators managed to capture the spirit of the source material. I was so happy to see that they have kept in so much of the weird, goofy, and light-hearted vibes in the story, which I felt was very refreshing in today's day and age when I feel there is a saturation of serious, gritty stories. I did see a couple of reviews where people have criticized this aspect, and I don't know what they are talking about. I don't get how being true to the source material can ever be a bad thing. I absolutely salute the creators of the show for nailing this aspect. The characters. I thought that all of the cast was bang on for their roles. They fit in so well. Each character's motivations and personalities really came through, and the portrayals of the main characters' backstories added so much depth to their stories and added a lot of heart and emotion to the show. The film craft. From lavish sets to brilliantly choreographed fight scenes, this show had me impressed from the get go. The set building was so amazing, the ships, the towns, the lavish mansion, and oh my god, the Baratie. All so beautiful. The cinematography was also really nice. The way that some of the scenes are shot are so gorgeous, it felt more like watching several feature length films than a Netflix series. I also really enjoyed the fighting scenes. Some of them are so cleverly directed and choreographed. There were so many long, single take action scenes, which was so impressive. Plus points also to the costume department. I loved how the outfits of the cast paid homage to the manga cover arts. The prosthetics were also exceptionally well done, they looked so believable. The CGI as well was praiseworthy, while not comparable to film productions. Keeping in mind that this is a streaming series, it looked so much better than most shows out there and was quite convincing. Luffy's stretching abilities, especially, were well done, which must have been so difficult to pull off. The plot. Now, I know a lot of people are divisive about certain changes that have been made to the series compared to the original story, of course, with certain characters being given more prominence and certain plot reveals happening much earlier in the live action in relation to the manga or anime. But I really thought that this worked. While watching this show, I kept in mind that this is not only being aimed at the fans of the original work, but also towards people who are getting into this for the first time. And from their lens, these changes actually lend the story a more cohesive feeling. The initial arcs of the manga and anime are quite episodic and would not have worked as well if they were directly copy pasted to the live action. The plot changes helped to raise some stakes in the story and made for a much more compelling view, in my opinion. Did I agree with every change they made? No. There are some stuff that I wish they had given some more importance over others, but overall I have few complaints. They did a fabulous job with the scripts, keeping in mind the variety of people who would be watching the show. The music, the soundtrack is phenomenal. Not only does it capture the vibe of the show perfectly, it hit so hard during the emotional moments of the show that it made me tear up in almost every single episode. I listen to the soundtrack album in my free time and I love it so much. There are many nods to the anime soundtrack as well, some more subtle than the others. Absolutely brilliant job on the music front. So, after having enjoyed the show through multiple settings, I checked out how it was performing online, and I was pleased to see that most of the reactions were so positive. I saw a few top critics who've given the show a low rating, and I do not align with their comments as I've mentioned before, but the general audience seems to love it. I've watched a ton of review videos and reaction videos, and most people seem to have enjoyed it. Some are even calling it the best thing they have seen in a long time. This makes me really happy. I'm glad to see that the story is getting this new means of reaching more people in the world. Now, coming to some things that I did not enjoy as much, and things that I'm hoping can be improved in the next season. First of all, I felt Nami's wig was a little off in a lot of the scenes. It felt like her hair was shouting for attention a lot. Perhaps toning down the color might help with that. In comparison, Zoro's hair looked perfect even though it was green in color, which I had initially assumed would appear really weird. Second point, a lot of the weapons I felt looked a bit like toys. You could tell that they were made of plastic in some of the close-up shots. I hope they will spend more attention to these details in the future. Third, there are some scenes where I felt they tried to go for a 1:1 adaptation and it felt a little off. I mean, people don't behave like that in real life, especially for some very iconic moments from the manga. I hope they go for a slightly more believable approach for these kinds of scenes in the future. Lastly, I did feel that there were certain scenes which were not as impactful as they were in the anime and manga due to the faster pace of the live action. However, I was pleasantly surprised to watch reaction videos of first-time viewers who were brought to tears with these very scenes. So I guess this is not that big of an issue and I just need to judge this show from a different lens. Overall, I would rate this show a solid 9 out of 10 and would absolutely recommend it to anyone who's looking for something fresh and something exciting to watch that is full of heart. So there you have it. That's my full non-spoiler review of Season 1 of One Piece. And I am so glad that they have gotten renewed for Season 2, that too in just 2 weeks. I believe Season 2 has a lot of potential and is going to really explode when it comes out. I think this series has all the ingredients to become the next Game of Thrones if they play their cards right. Do you agree with my review? If you've not seen the show yet, will you be giving it a shot? If you've already watched it, what did you think about the live action One Piece? What worked for you and what would you like to see improved in Season 2? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, this is Ankur checking out.